Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of BTTH The Flame Emperor episode number 113 based on novel. So let's start. Damn it. Xiao Yan was suddenly startled, flames all over his body instantly emerged, and he slowly became vigilant towards the figure in front of him. Although the soul liquid is extremely precious and is something Xiao Yang must have now, the figure in front of him gave Xiao Yang a sense of danger of death. Therefore, Xiao Yang had to temporarily leave the soul liquid behind. The sudden figure in front of him, such a terrifying oppressive force, is probably far more powerful than snake torture. Boy, I laughed at this, but in order to prevent accidents, you still go to hell. As soon as the voice fell, the figure suddenly laughed gloomily, and then the palm turned over, the soul liquid was put away, and the other hand, the huge power of black and white suddenly waved, facing the nearby Xiao Yang, who was just a short distance away, burst out. The terrifying power of life and death, like a life-threatening enticement, shot directly at Xiao Yang. This seemingly random blow, I am afraid that the 7-star Do Emperor can say that it was wiped out, not to mention that the strength is only Xiao Yang in the early stage of the 5-star Do Emperor. Be careful. Seeing this, the snake punishment, which was dozens of meters away from Xiao Yang, immediately burst into flames, and immediately shot at the place where Xiao Yang was. Snake punishment rushed to Xiao Yang's side in the next instant, and then on the old palm, the dazzling power of 3 colors appeared, and then blocked the power of black and white. The two touched each other, and the shocking explosion spread immediately, and then the mysterious figure and the snake torture figure both burst back, but at this time, the corner of the snake torture's mouth and palms were faintly seen. A bit of blood, and Xiao Yang was still in his hand. Obviously, in this collision, snake punishment still fell behind. Thank you. Seeing this, Xiao Yang nodded slightly towards Snake Xing. You are immortal pill? When Shan Yarrow saw this figure, her pupils shrank slightly, obviously thinking of something. Hehe, you still have eyesight. The mysterious figure is not concealing it. After all, under the absolute gap in strength, all conspiracies are useless. Even the 8-star Do Emperor's perfect snake torture and the 7-star Do Emperor's perfect Shan Yarrow, as for Xiao Yang, who only had a 5-star Do Emperor, were automatically filtered by the immortal rank pill. After all, a 5-star fighting emperor can be killed with just a single finger, so how could it be possible to make the immortal rank pill look right in the eye? This person is very strong. Snake Xing calmed down his inner breath a little, and then said, it's very strong. Xiao Yang also slowly agreed. Obviously, the mysterious figure just now contained terrifying power of life and death. I was extremely afraid that Xiao Yang was slightly struggling. Although it is very strong, that soul liquid must be obtained. Xiao Yang said with a sullen face. I finally came to this manner to find something that broke through my soul power. How could I give it away so easily? I'll try my best. It's okay for me to defend myself against this person, but if I want to bring the two of you, I'm afraid, and the power of life and death on this person seems to be quite wrong. Anyway, it's weird. Snake tortured his eyes on the immortal rank medicine pill, and said thoughtfully, oh. After Xiao Yang heard the words, he calmed down and paid attention to the figure in front of him. It's really a little weird. After Xiao Yang investigated, he also found that it was just like what Snake said. Although the power on this mysterious figure is terrifying, it is extremely strange. It's time to end the game. Shan Yao, come with me, I can promise you not to kill the two of them. The immortal rank elixir slowly stood up and said to Shan Yao, Salvia, where did Shanling take you? Shan Yarrow did not agree to the immortal rank pill, but asked instead. Haha, as expected of the Qianmuyu clan, the character of being fearless today is exactly the same as Yushuan back then. The immortal rank elixir, called Salvia by Shan Yarrow, laughed. Come on. Shan Yarrow snorted coldly. Don't worry, I won't kill her before I get this mana. Salvia smiled, but the smile revealed a little coldness. Humph. In the beginning, Grandpa Mu refined you so that you can protect this mansion and manor. It's good that you have become what you are now. Are you right, Grandpa Chimu? Shan Yarrow asked with a proud forehead. Yeah, since I was refined by that old guy, why didn't he empower me? Did you know that for a 4th grade immortal level medicinal pill, having spiritual wisdom and not having spiritual wisdom are not the same level at all? If he had given me wisdom back then, I wouldn't be what I am today. But it's okay, when he just refined me out, he was entangled by something. And I just accidentally swallowed other medicinal pills in the pharmacy, and I have what I am now. Danshan's voice was a little hoarse, and walked towards Shan Yarrow step by step, shouted angrily. But in the final analysis, you were also refined by Grandpa Mu. If Grandpa Mu knew about this, I'm afraid you would end up facing Danshan's pressing step by step. Shangyao did not panic, but said, "No, it's impossible. How could that old guy survive the attack of the evil clan?" Danshan said with some fear, his legs trembled, as if he would do this every time he heard the Grandpa Mu from Shanyao's mouth. What kind of sacredness is the Grandpa Mu that Shanyao speaks of? Could it be the owner of this manor? And this Shanyao and this Danshan immortal rank 4th grade medicinal pill seem to know each other? A series of questions troubled Xiao Yang. If that's the case, then you should die too. Just when Xiao Yang was thinking, he didn't know what other words Shanyao said to stimulate Danshan, and Danshan suddenly shouted angrily. With the anger of Danshan, the surface of Danshan's body actually had the scent of medicinal herbs. This scent is poisonous. The next moment Xiao Yang, who is the pinnacle of a 1st grade imperial alchemist, suddenly spoke up, and then 2 high-quality detoxification pills shot at Shanyao and Snake Punishment respectively. Go. Ha. Seeing this, the 2 of them sank, took the antidote that Xiao Yang threw over, and swallowed it. After the detoxification pill entered the body, the 2 felt that their dizziness had improved. Snake torture. Shanyao, do it. The next moment, Xiao Yang also knew the current form, saying anything was useless, and immediately aura burst out, and then his eyes fixed on the salvia. At this time, within the body of Danshan, bursts of terrifying medicinal incense that could kill a person radiates out, and the strength of Danshan, according to Xiao Yang's guess, is probably at the level of a rank 1 9-star Do Emperor. You all have to die. After Danshan finished speaking, the Danshan all over his body suddenly flew towards all directions. A huge breath spreads in all directions, and every time it goes, it turns everything in this wooden hall into powder. No, let's hide first. The strength of this salvia is terrifying. Xiao Yang shook his head. As a man with a huge soul perception, he naturally knew the absolute gap between their strengths, so without sufficient confidence, Xiao Yang would not use adventurous. If I want to conquer this 4th grade immortal rank pill, I really can't help it, but I have a way for this 4th rank immortal rank prototype pill. Shan Yarrow said suddenly. What's the solution? Xiao Yang asked Shan Yarrow while using his huge soul force to resist the attack of Salvia Miltiorizer. The strength of this salvia is as unfathomable as an abyss, even in the face of Shan Yarrow and Snake Punishment. This salvia didn't even use half of its power, and it was so terrifying with a casual blow. If it weren't for the strong resistance of Snake Punishment, coupled with the resistance of Xiao Yang's soul power, I am afraid that Xiao Yang and the others would be defeated in a fight. However, if this is the case, the oppression it brings to Xiao Yang is also extraordinary. Have you seen that mural? That's a seal array that Grandpa Mu left at the beginning. As long as enough power is injected, this salvia can be sealed in the city. After all, this salvia is just a prototype of a 4th grade immortal rank. As long as it is not a real immortal rank medicine, it can't break free. Shan Yarrow thought slightly after thinking. Open your mouth. After Shan Yarrow finished speaking, she looked at Xiao Yang, as if she was waiting for Xiao Yang to speak. How confident are you? Xiao Yang frowned. Regarding the mural on the golden chair, Xiao Yang felt that something was wrong from the very beginning. Just imagine if this mural is useless, where could it be placed behind this golden chair? This mural seems quite mysterious. Xiao Yang slowly stared at it for a few seconds, and immediately a dizzy feeling came. Xiao Yang had to look away. Because above the mural, there is a huge medicine cauldron, and inside the medicine cauldron, it seems that something is being imprisoned and refined. Shan Yao, don't challenge my patience. Danshan was slightly surprised to see Snake Punishment and Xiao Yang blocking his attack, and couldn't help but glance at Xiao Yang. The young man's body was covered with strange fires containing 23 colors, and he looked like a volcano. Strange, how could the power of flame on this kid make me feel terrified? Could it be that there is something else in his body that can't be achieved? Although Danshan is only a prototype of the 4th grade immortal rank, but after swallowing many of the 2nd rank and 3rd rank medicinal pills of the Emperor's pharmacy in the refining pharmacy, the spiritual wisdom and human beings are generally incomparable. 2. It doesn't matter, let's kill it to avoid future troubles. Salvia pondered for a while, but didn't think of what secrets this Xiao Yang had, and immediately snorted. Snake Punishment. Xiao Yang also knew that there was only one chance. If he failed, he would probably fall into a doom. After all, this salvia is the strength of the 9-star Do D. The strength of the 9-star Do Emperor, without the resistance of the Snake Punishment, to deal with Xiao Yang and Shan Yao, it is no different from pinching an ant, even if Xiao Yang vaguely feels that the soul force is quite restrained on this salvia, it is strong, but under the absolute gap in strength, this kind of restraint has undoubtedly been infinitely reduced and has always been considered negligible. I know. Snake Xing coldly agreed, but his heart was extremely heavy. Damn it. I knew earlier that I shouldn't have promised this kid for a pill. This is the powerhouse of the 9-star DoD. It's fine for me to protect myself, but to escape with the two of them would be a fool's errand, and seeing how much Xiao Yang values that soul liquid, it's something he must get. His grandmother, how come this king has encountered this kind of thing all these days? Snake Xing thought to the end, and couldn't help but scolded. It doesn't matter, since it's all decided, then this king is going to accompany you to go crazy. After the snake sentence was finished, the aura of the whole body suddenly changed, and then it turned into a mini snake several meters long. On the little snake, the 3 heads are very conspicuous, but the 3 water snakes at this time, because the 2 of Shanyao were separated by Xiao Yang, so only the snake in the middle of the 3 water snakes has power and consciousness. Next to snake punishment, it was all bleak. A 3-headed water snake. Interesting. As soon as Salvia finished speaking, she laughed strangely. Salvia also knows a lot about the 3-headed water spirit snake. This ancient alien beast can be quite powerful. Once the real cultivation reaches its peak, I am afraid he is not a little Liu Xingdudi who can compare to you. The speed of the 3-headed water spirit snake was not slow at all, and in an instant, it came to the front of Salvia, and then the ferocious snake head carried an overwhelming terrifying aura, and a mouthful of 3-colored venom spewed out at the Salvia. It's too much. Danshan said with disdain. After speaking, he snorted coldly, and an invisible wave instantly spread out from under his feet. Bang! The invisible coercion instantly collided with the hideous head of the 3-headed water spirit snake. The next moment, snake punishment suddenly spewed out a mouthful of blood, and then the snake's eyes shrank tightly, staring at Salvia. It happens that there is still a lack of amount. If you submit to me, you will naturally benefit from you, otherwise, death. Danshan said arrogantly, but he didn't care about the perfect strength of the 8-star fighting emperor. While snake punishment and Danshan were entangled, Xiao Yang and Shanyao were not idle either. Both of them knew how precious this time was. They moved slightly and came to the golden chair in a blink of an eye, where the mural appeared. In front of the two. How do you use this thing? Xiao Yang looked at Shanyao with doubts, because in Xiao Yang's perception, this mural was just a mural, and even with a huge soul force, it couldn't extract any strangeness at all. I have a way. Shanyao came to the mural, raised her jade finger, rubbed it gently against the mural, and then said, "It's too late, hurry up." Seeing this, Xiao Yang saw that in the battle on the other side, the snake punishment was getting worse and worse, and he was constantly being attacked by Salvia Miltiarizer. It won't be long before the snake punishment will be completely defeated, and then wait for them. Yes, terror is beyond redemption. Shanyao said softly, and immediately within her body, Doqi burst out, following the jade fingers, continuously pouring into the mural. With the injection of Shanyao's fighting spirit, the mural is also slowly changing. At the beginning, the mural was just a medicine cauldron, but with the injection of Shanyao's fighting spirit, the medicine cauldron in this mural actually faintly gave birth to a lot of flames. The power of flame is extremely terrifying, like a trapped beast trapping a certain power in the medicine cauldron. Brother Xiao Yang, that's alright, as long as you bring that salvia to the range of the wooden chair formation. Shan Yarobei moved her lips slightly, and she continued to inject strength, which was quite a consumption to her. Okay. Xiao Yang agreed instantly, and then he moved to Snake Xing's side. Let's go. Xiao Yang came to Snake Xing's side, didn't say much, just twisted his figure and left facing the wooden chairs. Boy, I said today that you must die. Ha ha ha. Go to ***** with remorse, Salvia said with a grim smile. Her face was extremely arrogant, and she didn't even notice the mural on Shanyao's finger. The next moment, a huge force of life and death burst out from Danshan, and then Danshan moved and roared towards Xiao Yang and the others. That breath, like a raptor crossing the river, is unstoppable. Damn. It's hit. But just when Danshan felt that his strongest blow had killed the snake torturers, his body had just stepped into the range of the wooden house chair formation, and a terror born from the heart was suddenly born in the body of Danshan come out. What is this? Danshan was in a hurry. I was too arrogant just now, and I didn't take this Shanyao seriously, but this Shanyao is the little princess of the Qianmuyu clan after all, because of the mysterious relationship with the Madwood Immortal Master, so I don't care about this manner. Very familiar. How could you ignore such an important thing? Danshan cursed inwardly. Okay. Although Shanyao didn't know how this salvia came here so easily, she was overjoyed, and then she suddenly let out a loud red light, and the bright red light suddenly rushed towards the salvia. Sage Master Crazy Wood. The bright red light just enveloped the salvia, and the salvia roared as if it had lost all its power. A crazy thought emerged in Danshan's heart. Damn it, want to take me again? Even if I die this time, I won't fall for your tricks again. Salvia was shackled by fiery red aura, unable to struggle at all, and immediately said angrily, "Take it." At this time, as Dan participated in the fight against the fiery red fighting Chi, Shan Yaro's forehead slightly showed a lot of sweat. Not one level. After Shan Yaro finished speaking, the medicine cauldron on the mural seemed to have noticed that the salvia was struggling, trying to get rid of the restraint, and an even bigger aura suddenly emerged, and then suddenly hit the salvia. Do not want. Master, I was wrong. No. Salvia's hoarse voice shocked everyone present. I'm afraid this medicine cauldron is not of extraordinary quality. Xiao Yang said solemnly, obviously this medicine cauldron is just like a clone, it is the salvia that suppressed this powerful as a 9-star fighting emperor. I am afraid this medicine cauldron is extremely terrifying. Boom boom boom. The dazzling fiery red fighting spirit poured out from the fresco towards the Danshan, and then circles of Danshan appeared on the surface of Danshan, but the Danshan only made Xiao Yang feel relaxed and happy, not at all. There is no danger. The next moment, under the suppression of the fiery red grudge, the body of the salvia shrank instantly, and then suddenly strung against the mural. Boom boom boom. In a few breaths, the salvia was melted into the mural. At this moment, in the empty mural medicine cauldron behind the golden chair, a medicine pill the size of a longan and a perfect blend of black and white was flowing slowly. What kind of medicine pill is this? Xiao Yang stared at the medicine pill, but his soul was shock. This is impressively the power of a 4th-grade immortal level medicinal pill. This thing is still a semi-finished product. I'm still giving it to you. The next moment, Shan Yaoyu gently touched the mural with her hand, and then the black and white medicine pill the size of a longan appeared in Shan Yao's hand. Okay. Xiao Yang said without hesitation. After all, this 4th-grade immortal rank medicinal pill at this time was only a prototype, but it was also a genuine 4th-grade immortal rank medicinal pill. Immortal rank 4th-grade medicinal pills. I am afraid that the strong immortals are quite jealous, not to mention the mere Dodi. Moreover, Xiao Yang also knew that the 4th-grade immortal rank prototype elixir had already given birth to spiritual wisdom. At this time, the elixir had already been destroyed. As long as Xiao Yang's strength reached, then this prototype elixir could be used. The medicine becomes a real 4th-grade immortal medicine pill. This girl really got up. Immortal pills at the 4th-grade immortal rank. This is. Snake punishment was rather heart-wrenching, but it didn't show it. After all, this salvia relied on Shanyao from beginning to end, so for the allocation of Shanyao, no problem at all. What? Where's the soul liquid? The next moment, Xiao Yang suddenly remembered something and asked with a gloomy face. This soul liquid is the key to Xiao Yang's breakthrough to the Emperor's mortal soul power. If it is gone, Xiao Yang's plan will undoubtedly be in vain. Here. Just as Xiao Yang was looking around, the original beautiful box slowly appeared in Shanyao's hand. Soul liquid. Xiao Yang felt relieved when he saw this. Hey, if you care too much, it's messed up. After all, this soul liquid was condensed by the alchemist's whole life. If it is damaged so easily, then it can't be called soul liquid. Long Yi said with a smile. Hearing this, Xiao Yang rolled his eyes helplessly. Take this medicinal pill and soul liquid. This medicinal pill is at the 4th rank of the immortal rank, and it is useless to give it to others, and the soul liquid is only useful to the alchemist. The two of us are useless. Also, the conch has now recognized me as the master, so I think it's a little compensation for brother Xiao Yang. Shan Yarrow held the conch in her hand, and gentle forces continued to pass through her body. Yes. Xiao Yang agreed softly, and then reached out to collect the two things. Is this the prototype of a 4th-grade immortal level medicinal pill? It is said that the immortal rank medicinal pills have long been beyond the scope of medicinal pills. I never thought that I would be lucky enough to see them today. Snake punishment on the side had already returned to his human form, facing the one on Xiao Yang's palm. An extremely terrifying elixir came out. And this soul fluid. The pharmacist's soul power is so powerful that he can directly use his soul to kill an enemy with one blow. Snake punishment said again. Let's go find Sister Shaling first. Shanyaro finished speaking and left the wooden hall first. Alright, there shouldn't be anything in this manor. But I don't know why, just now that Xiangyang said that if you want Xiangyang, then go to this desert mountain range and make me feel uneasy. Xiao Yang slowly put away the two things, and then followed directly. A few people turned around a lot of ramps and finally stepped into the entrance of the backyard. Backyard. Two big characters with dragons and phoenixes outlined by fine wood. Is Shaling in this backyard? Snake said worriedly. Yep. I have some connections with this manor, so I can clearly feel her position. I believe she is not otherwise. Shanyaro said slightly. Is the snake spirit Shaling? Snake Jade. Shanshan. Shanyaro Shaling. This Xiao Yang thought slowly as he walked. Knowing this time, Xiao Yang already knew that the Qianmuyu clan should have a deep relationship with the owner of this mansion, and that Shaling is probably the daughter of this manor. If this is the case, then this matter is not good. Xiao Yang stared at Shan Yarrow, who was walking constantly, and suddenly a bad premonition came into his heart. This is a place invaded by evil tribes from outside the realm. If this Shanling's father is really the owner of this manor, I am afraid that the two of them will meet each other. It doesn't matter, let's find Shaling first. Xiao Yang shook his head, trying his best not to think about these things. Shan Yao, are there any terrifying creatures in this manor? Xiao Yang asked along the way, looking at the layout and the lake under the isle. No, just that big guy just now. Shan Yarrow said. In the backyard at this time, the aisles are all made of high-quality wood, and there are many exquisite decorations on both sides of the aisle, such as some flowers, plants, birds, and beasts. The owner of this mansion really enjoys it. Xiao Yang couldn't help but say in shock. Xiao Yang's group of three slowly walked from the front yard to the backyard. It didn't take long for Shan Yarrow to talk about it. It's here, it's here. After Shan Yarrow finished speaking, she ran happily, and then pushed open the closed wooden door. At the same time, a rather pleasant voice spoke to the figure inside the wooden door. Sister Shaling, I already remembered, you are my sister Shaling. Shaling. At this time, the wooden door was opened, and Shanling's figure appeared in front of everyone. Shaling spoke slowly and feebly, and there was a bit of sadness in her voice. Sister Shaling, what's the matter with you? Shan Yarrow seemed rather puzzled why Shaling had a somber face, and immediately asked with a slow smile. It's fine. In order not to worry Xiao Yang and the others, Shaling tried her best to squeeze a smile from her lips, but this smile was too fake, and Xiao Yang saw through it at a glance. Shaling, why are you suffering? Seeing this, Snake Punishment couldn't help but agree in his heart, and his voice was full of love. Why? I don't know how powerful Immortal Master Madwood is, but a person who actually allows his wife to be killed and his daughter to wander, how can I call him father for such a person? Sure enough, he is a good Madwood Immortal Master. Shaling said emotionally, and after speaking, she threw a letter in her hand at Xiao Yang. It turns out that when Salvia left here just now, I don't know if I forgot to put the secret letter away or if I wanted to show it to Shaling on purpose. When Xiao Yang heard the words, his brows furrowed tightly, and then he reached out and took the letter. Snake Punishment looked at Xiao Yang in confusion. As for Shan Yarrow, she seemed to have some guesses in her heart. She was slowly shaking her head at Shaling, who was beside her, trying to please her and make her feel better. As soon as I received this letter, a shady feeling struck instantly, as if it had fallen into an abyss. The content of the letter is not much, about a few hundred words, but when Xiao Yang started to read it, his heart was overwhelmed. This seat is called Crazy Mu Xianlan, a 4th-grade pharmacist of the immortal rank at the peak of the Do Emperor, who got a holy flame by chance. The holy flame is the lifelong dream of all pharmacists. As long as one can obtain one, it will not only greatly improve their refining skills, but also increase their combat power by geometric multiples. Before I got the holy flame, I was still a person with a happy family, but after I got the holy flame, I was targeted by the aliens. I'm staring at a group of extraterritorial evil races called Gorfians. They live on blood and are extremely ferocious. After I obtained the holy flame, my strength skyrocketed and broke through the Dozian. At that time, I was the king of this land. Relating to the safety of this land, I had to stand up. It happened that when my daughter was born, I named her Shaling, and the little princess of the Qianmuyu clan was also named Shaling. Yao. Shanyaro Shaling, the two of them will spend their lives slowly. On the day of childbirth, it was the time when the Gorfians were attacking, and I was already weak just by resisting the Gorfians. Mother, finally. When fighting against the Gorfians, due to negligence, I made a fatal mistake, causing your mother to die on the battlefield. At that time, I was exhausted, so I had to escape with you at your mother's strong request, but your mother also. It wasn't until then that I realized the terrifyingness of this alien race. After that time, I swore that I would destroy this Gorfiend. So after I settle you down, I will do my best to fight the Gorfians, and finally, at the cost of my life, I will suppress the Gorfians at the top of this desert mountain range. Shaling, I know I'm sorry for you, but I still want to hear you call me Dad. The letter is over here. When Xiao Yan saw this, he was finally relieved why Shaling was so excited, but something was wrong in his heart. The content of this letter seemed to be quite wrong, and it always felt strange. Shaling lived in that lake since she was a child. If it wasn't for the snake torture that accidentally triggered the two of them, I'm afraid the two of them would still be at the bottom of that lake. Shaling, you can't blame him for this matter. After all, the evil race from outside the realm. Xiao Yang wanted to say something, but seeing the look in Shanling's pupils, he immediately closed his mouth. But, how could he give up my mother and run away with me? That's my mother, and it was just the day of giving birth. Shaling said stubbornly, tears already brewing in her pupils. Alas. Xiao Yang sighed slowly. Xiao Yang also shook his head at the actions of the Mad Wood Immortal Master. Although there are few fights with the Foreign Evil Clan, Xiao Yang has always been aware that the strength of the Foreign Evil Clan is extremely terrifying. The strength of the Crazy Wood Immortal Master fighting Immortal, plus the power of Holy Flame, can only be defeated. Running away is enough to see that this Gorfiend is extraordinary. The first person I saw when I opened my eyes was Big Brother Snake Punishment. I haven't seen my father and mother from beginning to end. I've always been looking forward to the day I met them. They don't have to be unparalleled heroes, just ordinary people, but... Shaling kept saying, Buzz. When Shaling opened her mouth, she didn't notice Shanyao next to her. Little did she know that Shanyao's situation was undoubtedly even more miserable than Shaling, because Shanyao has always been sealed by the Qianmuyu clan. If Xiao Yang was not entrusted by Yushuan this time and appeared with the conch, the token of the Qianmuyu clan, I am afraid this Shanyao would still continue to sleep. Sister Shaling, we won't cry anymore. Uncle must have his reasons for doing this. He will definitely not abandon you. Shanyao said. Shaling, you have to remember that no matter when, your father will never abandon you. Your father is the hero who saved a land. Snake said comfortingly. Hey, the handwriting on this letter seems to have been altered. At the next moment, Xiao Yang originally wanted to use his soul power to investigate once to see if there was anything else on the envelope. After all, Immortal Master Madwood was also a pharmacist. I don't know if I don't see it, but I'm startled when I see it. Xiao Yang's soul power was surprised to find that the handwriting on your letter has been altered. Although the traces of the changes were extremely vague, as if they were written by Immortal Master Madwood himself, Xiao Yang still allowed Xiao Yang to find out the slightest difference. Hehe, I thought it should be the effect of salvia, so. The content of this letter is not necessarily true or false. At least I can't believe it all, and I can't believe it all. Xiao Yang smiled slowly. I'm going to the top of the desert mountain range. In the next moment, Shaling seemed to muster up her courage. When I finish absorbing the soul liquid, I'll go with you. Xiao Yang said when she saw that Shanling's mood was slightly better. The old man is also going, just in time to help you. Snake Xing also laughed. Well, thank you Big Brother Snake Punishment. Shanling's heart warmed when she heard the words. Since that letter has been changed, Shaling also needs to go to the top of the desert mountain range to have a look. You guys rest for a while, I'll start after absorbing the soul fluid. Xiao Yang was overjoyed when he saw several people quiet down. The reason for absorbing this soul liquid is to take the lead in breaking through the Emperor Realm mortal level. After all, Xiao Yang also knew that the topmost layer of this desert mountain range would definitely be extremely dangerous, so breaking through the Emperor Realm mortal rank soul power was imminent. Okay. Shanyao and the others seemed to know the difficulty of this trip and responded as they went. Come here, this is a secret room. The next moment, Shaling seemed to be in a much better mood, and then gently turned a certain ink cartridge in her hand. Crack! A very shocking scene suddenly appeared in a very inconspicuous place in the house. I saw that the originally closed floor opened directly, and then slowly revealed a road. In the passage, a faint flame of fire spread from below, causing everyone to be shocked. This is a secret room. If you want to absorb soul fluid, go inside. As for us, we'll be waiting for you here, Shaling said. Okay. Hearing this, Xiao Yang also sensed the extremely strong soul power below, and immediately nodded slightly to a few people, then his figure moved, and he said that he had slid into the wooden passage. He entered like this, wouldn't it be dangerous? Shan Yarrow seemed to know something and spoke slightly. No, he has soul fluid on him, so nothing will happen. Let's recover first. I think there will be a battle at the top of the desert mountain range. Shan Ling said, her pupils closed, and she slowly adjusted her breath. Shan Yarrow and Snake Punishment on the side seemed to be hesitant to say anything, but they still followed the class step by step. It's such a terrifying restriction on the soul. Xiao Yang had just entered this passage, and suddenly found that this passage was leading from under the wooden plank of the room where Xiao Yang was just now. A slight flame spread from the depths. Xiao Yang just took a few steps, but he felt that this secret room was not easy. Forget it, according to what the snake torturers said, there shouldn't be any more danger here. I'd better go ahead and break through as soon as possible. The power of the soul at the peak of the Emperor's mortal level is not enough to swallow the holy flame. Xiao Yang couldn't help laughing after finishing speaking. Xiao Yang walked away from the wooden board in the room, and then walked down step by step. Xiao Yang walked for a few minutes, and suddenly realized that this was a secret room. The scope of the secret room was extremely wide, and the walls were surrounded by some solid stones and some firelights that illuminated the road. Okay, let's go here. Xiao Yang's eyes and soul power spread out in an instant, finding that the secret room was extremely sealed and airtight, and immediately said in a deep voice, "This is a good place." Seeing this, Long Yi floated out slightly and said casually in the air, "Finally, I can break through the power of the Emperor's mortal-level soul." Xiao Yang couldn't help but say something, and then he sat down on a clean floor in the secret room. The power of the Emperor's soul is inseparable from the level of the alchemist. If he can't break through the soul power for a long time, I am afraid that Xiao Yang's second-rank alchemist will be hopeless. Let's set up the soul barrier first. Although those people are good-natured, they have to be defensive. If there is a slight difference, I'm afraid the end will be extremely miserable, Xiao Yang murmured. As soon as the voice fell, a dazzling soul force burst out from Xiao Yang's soul realm, and then frantically ignored the passage that came in. In a short moment, this secret room was controlled by Xiao Yang's soul barrier. Once anyone approached this place, Xiao Yang would immediately know it, and he would also be attacked by soul power. Soul liquid. Xiao Yang took out the exquisite box after all of this last night. The box is extremely beautiful, like a natural artwork, and there is an unattainable feeling between the lines, as expected of an immortal-level pharmacist condensed with all his hard work. Xiao Yang couldn't help laughing. This box of Chenfang's soul liquid looks very ordinary, but only Xiao Yang knows that the origin of this box is by no means extraordinary, otherwise how could it be able to withstand such a terrifying soul liquid? Crack. Xiao Yang moved his hands and opened the box slightly. The next moment, this box was different from the one outside just now, because this time Xiao Yang wrapped his hands with his soul power, and the transparent and colorless liquid in the box suddenly burst open for a while, causing Xiao Yang to leave. Shocked. Several voices directly caused Xiao Yang's face to bleed slightly. As expected of soul liquid, Xiao Yang was secretly delighted, without any displeasure at all. After all, this is soul liquid, the product of an immortal-level pharmacist. If it doesn't have the slightest power, then Xiao Yang will definitely not believe it. Time is tight, so let's absorb it first. Xiao Yang said to himself in a good mood. Suck it, I'm protecting the law for you, nothing will happen. Long Yi opened his mouth slightly, obviously quite satisfied with this series of Xiao Yang's actions. Xiao Yang heard the words, put the soul liquid in his hand slowly on the ground, and then closed his eyes slightly, trying his best to regulate his breath. Devouring soul liquid is no joke, if something is wrong it will be wiped out, so Xiao Yang didn't dare to take it lightly, so he had to deal with it in a prosperous manner. After just a few minutes, Xiao Yang's breath returned to its peak. Soul liquid, wake me up. The next moment, Xiao Yang's pupils suddenly glowed with a look, and then he shouted. With Xiao Yang's explosive drink, the huge soul power in Xiao Yang's soul realm was instantly drawn out by Xiao Yang, and immediately wrapped it away to the soul liquid that was so close at hand. Seemingly sensing the existence of other powers, the soul liquid suddenly trembled strangely, and immediately moved, trying to avoid Xiao Yang's wrap, because once wrapped, it would turn into Xiao Yang's pain. It seems that this senior is really kind-hearted. When Xiao Yang saw this scene, he immediately understood that this soul liquid was the purest, like a newborn baby. This kind of soul liquid is the most excellent, and it is also the best driving force to devour and enhance the power of the soul. I want to see how long you can run. Xiao Yang was not in a hurry, he just sat cross-legged, and then controlled his soul power and kept chasing with the soul liquid. Xiao Yang believed that once the soul liquid was consumed too much, it's time to devour yourself. At this time, the soul liquid in the box had already disappeared without a trace, and there was only a pool of transparent liquid flowing everywhere in the sky. Wherever the soul liquid passes, the space can't help shaking. This video will end here.